Oh yeah, polyatomic ion video. Here we go. You know what? Let's use a smartboard for this, shall we? Right? Let's use the good old-fashioned chalkboard. Let's do it. Let's do it the right way. Here we go. So, you got to memorize 25 polyatomic ions. And now we do 5 a week, over 5 weeks to prepare us for chemistry. And then I'm going to tell you this. Once we get into chemistry, you're going to know these really well. And if you know them really well, you're going to do really well in chemistry. If you don't know them well, forget about it. Okay? You have to know these, because if you know all of these ions, it unlocks so many different skills and topics in chemistry you can do here. Okay? And if you do it here, you do it well here, you'll learn so much more. If you decide not to memorize these, it's going to be rough, because you're not going to be able to calculate molar masses. You're not going to be able to do any problem hardly. You're not going to do predicting products in chemical reactions. How are you going to find the molarity of something if you don't know the formula? You just can't do it. So it's up to you to know these polyatomic ions so you can write formulas. And if you write formulas and you can understand what we call nomenclature, which is another video down the road, chemistry becomes a lot easier. Biggest thing in chemistry, know that periodic table, not just a name and a symbol. Know the trends, nonmetals, all these different things. That's huge. Reactivity, all that. Next thing you got to know is nomenclature. How do you name these things? And this is the first essential step. Naming these many atomic atoms, ions. Ions that are made of many atoms. You can have a single ion, like the ion of chlorine is chloride, okay? But instead of chloride, we've got chlorate, which is a polyatomic ion, which is ClO3 negative. We got nitride, which is one single ion of N3 negative. Excuse me. But we have the polyatomic ion, polyatomic many atomic ion, NO3 negative. So we'll take a look at that. So I'm going to put on here the video, some of the famous sayings. Okay, now I don't have one for every one of them. If you want to think of others, please go ahead. But we're going to start off with a few here. My favorite one. NO3 negative, and that is called nitrate. Oh, I love that sound. Yes, love that sound of chalk. That's the way it should be. Okay, so again, this is a polyatomic ion. I'll keep the prefix up here, poly, and we haven't forgotten about root words in Latin. We will get to that. Atomic. Ion. Ion means it's charged. Okay, we'll get to that again. We've learned about that already. We'll review it again. Poly is many. Atoms. What you see here is many atoms. 3 atoms of oxygen chemically bonded to 1 atom of nitrogen, and it's charged. We'll get into that later. But at this point you need to know that NO3 is nitrate. And anytime you see an oxygen here, pretty much you're going to have an ATE ending. Okay? So this is nitrate, NO3 negative. Nitro. Gee, I wonder what that is. Nitrogen. Hello? 8. Gotta have oxygens in it. Sometimes I used to say to the kids, I ate the donuts. Ate the donuts. What's the shape of most donuts? Circle. Nitrate. So we have nitrate. So what's the famous saying for this one? It's NO3 negative. The saying is, no, 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 you are grounded to nitrate. You cannot go to the movies. How many times did I say no? 3. What did I say? No, no, no. You are grounded to nitrate. You can't go to the movies. I said no 3 times. To nitrate, it's a negative term. Can't go to the movies. So no, no, no. Okay? So that's one of the 25. Now watch this. Watch how easy this becomes. There's another ion that's very similar. It's called nitrate. What's the difference when you go from an 8, whoops, to an 8? Look here, nitro, N, 8 has to have oxygens. Charge is the same. 8, take a bite, 1 less, 2. So nitrate is NO3. No, 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 you are grounded to nitrate. And NO2 is nitrite, 1 less oxygen, ITE. See the difference right there? The ending ITE usually has one less oxygen than the ATE ending. All right? So the basic one is no, 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 you are grounded to nitrate. Okay? Nitrate is NO2 negative. All right? And again, just for comparison, nitride is the single ion. It's not a polyatomic ion. I'll show that real quick just for the fun of it. It's going to be N, right? A nitrogen atom with a charge of 3 negative. And we know it's an ion because it's got, and this is a review, when I see it on the periodic table, okay, it's in group 15. It's got 5 valence electrons as an atom. It needs 3 to get stable. Remember, all I want in science is a full outer shell. A full outer shell. Yeah, a full outer shell. Gee, if I could only have a full outer shell, then I could be a stable substance. So this shows it getting a full outer shell because it needs 3. So this is the ion of nitrogen. We call it nitride. Eight. But these are 2 of the 25. This is just a single ion. Okay? Poly, many. You'll learn the word polymer when we get to biochemistry. Okay? We'll get to that down. Or monomer 1. Polymer. We'll get to that. All right, next one. Okay. This is called carbonate. Carbonate. Carbon, 8 oxygens. Well, how do I remember the 3 2 minus? Okay. We had this, an old one. We had a kid here, his name was Timmy. Timmy, his last name rhymed with go. You know who you are. I taught the rest of your family too. Hi, Timmy. I hope you're seeing this. So anyway, Timmy drank 2 of the 3 carbonated beverages sitting in the classroom, meaning sodas. So let's say it again. Timmy drank 2 of the 3 carbonated beverages in the classroom. CO3, 2 minus. We don't have a carbonate. Carbon doesn't really form an ion. So it's just carbonate. Carbon, 8 is with the oxygens, polyatomic, poly, many atoms. So you have to remember carbonate, CO3, 2 minus. Okay? And you'll notice that Timmy drank 2, took away 2 of the 3 carbonated beverages in the classroom, of the 3 sodas. Okay? Good old Timmy. Brother Ben, sister Lizzie. There we go. What's up, you people? Timmy, when I taught 7th grade, I taught him for 2 years, he showed up to school, he did a debate on something, I forget, way back when, years ago. Before the debate, I wanted him to play the trumpet, the national anthem. So he showed up to school, went on the school bus with his band uniform on, the only kid to do that, and played the trumpet, national anthem, before a debate. Years ago. It had to be about 12, 13 years ago. Hi, Timmy. Hi, Ben. Hi, Lizzie. And family. All right, here we go. Here's another one. Watch this one. HCO3 negative. That's called bicarbonate. You see the HCO? Now here's what I'm scared of. With all these shopping malls closing down and all these places, this might become obsolete soon. So hopefully this company stays in business. Okay? So you better drop your prices, I guess. I don't know. I went to Hollister and Company 3 times to buy a shirt, and I didn't like it. I went to Hollister and Company 3 times to buy a shirt, and I didn't like it. So when you see Hollister and Company, HCO, I guess, I don't know if that's popular anymore, they better not close down, because then it doesn't help anymore. I went to Hollister and Company 3 times to buy a shirt, and I didn't like it. I didn't like it as a negative term. If you think HCO, you should know carbonate. Buy a shirt, HCO3. I went to Hollister and Company 3 times to buy a shirt, and I didn't like it. Oh, another one. Here's a goofy one. NH4 positive. Where's the O? This one doesn't have it, and it's positively charged. Oh boy, here we go. This is called ammonium. What is NH? New Hampshire. Oh, this is classic. I went to New Hampshire 4 times, and I'm positive every time I went there it was so cold I got pneumonia. Let me say it again. I went to New Hampshire 4 times, and every time I went, I'm positive I got pneumonia every time it was so cold. That's ammonium. That's a polyatomic ion. It's positively charged. Okay? Here's another one. My favorite. OH negative. It's called a hydroxide ion. Hydroxide. You'll really use this a lot when we analyze bases. Okay? Because bases tend to form hydroxide ions in solution. So anyway, how do we remember this? Oh no! It's hydroxide. Oh no. OH, like, oh no, negative term. It's hydroxide. Easy, hydroxide. Simple. Oh no, it's hydroxide. Say it all together. Oh no, it's hydroxide. Next. Here's a corny one. Here's a good one. SO4 2 minus. Oh boy. Well, let's see. Sulfur. Oh, that's right. It's called sulfur. Sulfur. It's got oxygen. 8. Oh. Ready for this one? Sulfate. Mr. Parcia had 2 ugly sulfurs in his basement. What's a sofa? It's a couch, a sofa. Okay, I'm sorry. It's not a. I know it's a sofa, but it sounds like sofa. Mr. Parcia had 2 ugly sulfurs in his basement. Okay, sulfate. Again, it's easy to remember sulfate. Sulfate. Okay? So in a quick review, let me pan on the camera here. Let's make sure. Okay. So this is the polyatomic ion of this one. What's a sulfur ion? So when you look at the periodic table, sulfur is in group 16. It's in the oxygen family. It's a nonmetal. It's pretty reactive. And all it wants in science is a full outer shell. Well, how's it going to get a full outer shell? It needs to gain 2 electrons. So it is a negatively charged ion, an anion, A-N-I-O-N, a negative ion. So it wants to gain 2 to have a full outer shell. So it's S2 minus. So what do we call this? Sulfur. Sulfur is the atom. Sulfide is the single ion. Sometimes I say, hey guys, if you're not sure, you can look at the periodic table. Ide. I know that's a kind of contraction. I know the E's on the end. Ide. Better look at the periodic table to get the charge. You can look at the periodic table to get the charge for a single ion. So you got sulfide. You don't have to memorize that one. Sulfate. Guess what? There's an ite. Yes. So watch this one. Take one out. I got sulfite. Take a bite. Get rid of it. So now I got S. Sulf. O. Take a bite or go light. 3. Losing an oxygen. Same thing. Same charge. Charge. Don't mess with the charge. Don't mess with the charge. See the oxygen. So right there, that's 2 more polyatomic ions. Right there. 1, 2. 2 more polyatomic ions right there. Okay? And then there's another one. You got hydrogen sulfate, which is HSO4 negative, but you'll have to do that separately. So again, sulfate, SO4 2 minus, 2 ugly sulfurs in my basement. Sulfite, take a bite or go light, 1 less, oxygen, same charge. Okay? So there is a pattern of some of these. They're not that hard to memorize. They really aren't. They look like they're hard, but they're not. This right here is a polyatomic ion. This is a polyatomic ion. This is a single monatomic ion. Mono is 1. Okay? But this you don't have to memorize. That you do. Okay. What's next? Oh yes. Classic, 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 classic. Alright. Here's phosphate. So we've got here with phosphate. Phosphor. Phosphor. P, phosphorus. Again, you better know your symbols from before. That's why I did it way back. 8. There are going to be some oxygens in there. Well, what do I put there and there? Oh no! It's easy. Oh. Did I say, oh no, it's hydroxide? No, this isn't hydroxide. They get it? Oh no, it's hydroxide. I bet you're having fun watching this. And all you people up, the older people, oh, the memories. Phosphate, PO. It's actually PO4, 3 negative. Now, I didn't come up with this one. It was a kid in Tim A's class, actually. Years ago came up with this one. You know, I had him in this room. It was in 2003, I think it was, 2004. Yeah, 11 years ago. I have a pond for 3 ugly frogs. I have a pond for 3 ugly frogs. Okay, phosphate. Well, this is a fun one too, because guess what? Cool part of this one is this. We can go light here. We can go phosphorite. Go light. Take a bite. Take an oxygen out. Eat the donut. 1 donut away. So instead of this, I got phosphor, right? 1 less. 3. 3 negative. See the difference right? There's 2 more. Look at that. Okay? So we've got phosphate, phosphite. 2 more you get. Well, what's the monatomic one? Okay, well, we've got phos. And again, you don't have to memorize this one. You'll know it just by doing it so much, but you can look at the periodic table. I'd better use the periodic table. Phosphorus, here's a good review, is in group 15 in the nitrogen family. Not the most reactive nonmetal in the world, but pretty reactive. So its atom has 5 valence electrons. It needs to gain 3 to be happy, so therefore it gains 3 negative electrons. So therefore its charge is 3 negative, so it's an anion. That's the single monatomic ion. These 2 are polyatomic ions. Okay, so these 2 you have to memorize. I've covered a lot so far. All right, let's do another one. Oh, this one is kind of lame. Let's see. S, this is a newer one. I'm not a huge fan of it, but if it helps you, so be it. That's silicone. Silicate. Silicone 8 has the oxygens. Oh my gosh. Here's the saying. You ready for this? Sio. Too bad. Isn't that silly? Yeah, I did just say that. All right, laugh. Go ahead, laugh. Laugh, I said! Smile. You know that person, period 2. Smile! You know it's funny. Then the other person in that class is like, that's funny, yeah. And the other one's like, oh yeah, that is funny, I like that, but I have a better one. I know who y'all are over there. Sio. Too bad. Isn't that silly? Silicate, okay? And I don't think we have to do silicate. I don't even think there is such a thing. If there is not. Okay. So that's the other one you can memorize. So we did a bunch right there. All right. Again, if you want to see something, I'll show you one other trend that helps too without dumb sayings. Okay. So that's the one for silicate. Silicone, by the way, is in group 14. Tends to form covalent bonds, so it doesn't really form an ion because it has 4 valence electrons. You'll get to that later in the spring. Let's take a look at the chloride group right here. All right. Let's look at this. Let's look at chloride. Chloride. Chlorate. Chlorite. In hypo. Chlorite. Okay, so now, make sure I got them all. Okay, here we go. So right here, IDE, this is monatomic. 1. I better use a periodic table. It's a halogen. Halogen! Psycho, wackadoo. Group 17, 7 valence electrons. All I want in science is a full outer shell. What am I going to get a full outer shell? I got 7, I need 1 more. Anion. So chloride, I better use the periodic table. That's that. Well, what's chlorate? Oh, it's the oxygens. You're just going to have to remember this. ClO 3 negative. ClO 3 negative is chlorate. ClO 3 negative. Chlorate. I don't know. Chlorate. Does that help? I don't know. I just thought of it. ClO 3. Now, what did I predict here? Chlor, Cl, ite, O. Same charge. How many oxygens? 1 less. 2. Chlorate. Take a bite. Eat a donut or go light. Okay, hypo. Now this is important. Hypo. Hypo without. Ever hear the word hypoallergenic? Without allergens. Hypoallergenic, sterile, clean. Hypo has the least amount of oxygens. Okay? So again, chlorite, ClO. We've got, let me double check this one, make sure I got it. Yep. ClO negative. We are doing this one. ClO negative is the answer. So you got chloride, which is the single monatomic ion. Chlorate's got the most. Chlorite. And you got hypochlorite. Did I make you got, oh, did I make you, oh man. There's one more I forgot that we have, I didn't realize we had to do this one too. Here we go. We got another one. Watch this. Yeah, these three right here, right? I can go one greater. Watch this. Perchlorate. Knew we forgot that one. Chlorate. Per is the most. Done. So here's the chlorine family as ions, or polyatomic ions. Perchlorate has the most oxygen, ClO4 negative. Chlorate, ClO3 negative. Chlorite, ClO2. Hypo, clean, ClO negative. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4 right there. I don't know how many we've done. How many have we done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11, 12. And I don't know, what do we do? Sulfite, 13. We did about 14 with sayings and patterns. Okay? So this is pretty simple to know too. Chlorate, ClO. Chlorate, ClO3 negative. Chlorate, 1 less. Right? Same charge. 2. Hypochlorite, ClO negative. Perchlorate, ClO4 negative is the maximum. Okay? So hopefully they help. Now real quick. Why are we doing this? Well, I'll keep it simple in this video. What's going to happen is this. You're going to see on a test, and you have to know how to write form, because remember when we balanced equations before, you saw the formulas, you had to have the coefficients? You're not going to see the formulas as much anymore. You're going to see the names of the compounds. You're going to have to write the formulas. Okay, you have to know how to write formulas. It's a really key critical strategy. And here's the cool part. When you go to Honors Chem 2 years from now, hopefully, or 3 years, when they're doing it for the first time, you're not going to remember it all. You don't. But you kind of did it already, so it's going to be, I think, a little easier for you to get ahead. Okay, so it's good you're doing this. So check this out. What if I wrote this? Magnesium nitrate. Now, here's the thing. You'll get a video on how to do this, but I'll show you a little preview. That's what you're going to see. Well, what am I going to do? Well, magnesium we know is a metal. Nitrate, first off, metal, non-metal, ionic compound. You'll learn this. So we got magnesium. I got to go. Magnesium is a cation, 2+. Wants to lose 2 to get a full letter, so. Nitrate. Uh-oh, nitra. 8 oxygens. What was that saying? Oh, yeah, that's right. No, no, no. You are grounded to nitrate. And all of a sudden, you see here, I need to get equal opposite charges. How many NO3s is it going to take to balance a positive 2 charge? So I have a 2 negative here. So how many magnesiums do I have? 1, 2 of these. Just like that. Look how easy that is. Okay? That's what you're going to do. Easily. You're going to name acids, bases, everything. Okay? But you can't do any of this unless you know the ions, the polyatomic ions. It's very doable. Again, it's talking about, we've always talked about in physics, unlocking different pieces of information, unlocking knowledge with foundations. If you have a good foundation here, you can unlock so many skills in chemistry, it's ridiculous. Okay? So I'm telling you, know these, broken up with 5 weeks, 5 a week, because I know you're in the physics right now, but if you unlock this and know these, you will be amazed at what you'll be able to do. Okay? It's your choice. You're given 5 weeks to memorize them, so make sure you do it. Okay. We'll get to that again. You'll hear about the crisscross mechanism. I don't recommend it. The high school teachers do not recommend it. It's an easier way to do it. We don't do that. We want you to understand the idea of I have one substance with a positive 2 charge. I need 2 to counteract that to make the charges equally opposite. That's how they want it done. That's how we're going to do it. We will not do crisscross here. Okay? For people that want to know. All right, so that's a preview for down the road. All right, hopefully this video is helpful. All right, very good. Let's go, Pitt. That's right. Pat Narduzzi tearing it up on the recruiting trail. There we go. All right, thanks.